Hello, everybody. Welcome to the iStaging platform course, Becoming an iStaging Expert. My name is Stefan, and I will be your host for this session and the coming 5 training sessions to make you an iStaging expert. We're going to teach you everything there is to know about our platform during these 6 sessions. And I'm here today with my colleague Andrea, who you can speak with via the chat on the right-hand side of your screen. Please let her know if you can hear me okay and if you can see me okay, if the audio is good, if there are any challenges with that. Today is, like I said, is the very first training of a series of 6 over the coming 5 weeks. And today we're going to talk about how to create an immersive walkthrough experience. So the trainings will range from relatively basic functionalities that we'll begin with today, all the way to the most advanced functionalities on the platform. And if you complete all 6 sessions and you will submit a virtual experience that you create with all of the functionalities that you've learned over the course of the training sessions, then you will receive an iStaging certificate. You will be iStaging certified, and you'll receive an iStaging badge so that you can use it any way that you would like. So to do that, all of you, every single person that is joining us today will receive a free iStaging trial account that will be active until the end of December, to the end of this year, where you can create the experience and then ultimately submit it to iStaging for review so that you can be eligible for the certificate. If you already have an iStaging subscription, iStaging account with all of the functionalities, then you can obviously also use your own account to create the experience. But if you don't have the most advanced iStaging plan, then you can use the trial account to create the experience and become sort of certified. So yes, welcome everybody. I see that people are still joining us today, so that's great. In today's training session, I'm basically going to focus on 3 main things. We're going to talk about hotspots, we're going to talk about floor plans, and we're going to talk about branding. So I'm going to share my screen. Most of the training sessions, I'll be sharing my screen, show the VR editor, and walk you through how to, create an experience, basically. And so the majority of the time will be spent in our VR editor on our desktop. But for some of you may also know that we've got a VR Maker smartphone capture app. And with that app, you can actually capture panoramic images of physical spaces with your smartphone really easily. Now, our platform is compatible with all kinds of 360 cameras, and you can upload basically any panorama capture with any camera or even 3D rendered panoramas, as long as the panorama is in a 2:1 ratio. So 8,000 to 4,000 pixels, for example. That's the most important thing. Then you'll be able to upload them to our platform. And with our VR Maker app, it's the most cost-effective way of actually creating these panoramas or capturing them. Now, I'm not going to show you how to do that today because we've done webinars and training sessions on that. Those are available on our YouTube channel that you can find on our iStaging YouTube channel. You can go there and check them out. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to reach out to us and ask. One thing that I do want to mention about the app is that if you want to use the VR Maker app, you're going to need 2 additional pieces of equipment, which is a rotator and a small clip-on lens that you'll need. These come together in a kit that you can purchase after you've signed up for an iStaging subscription in the portal store that I will show you towards the end of today's talk. So that will be important. So, if you don't have the equipment, you basically cannot use the VR Maker app. Obviously, if you use any other 360 camera or if you use 3D renders, there's no need to actually purchase the equipment. So that is important regarding the VR Maker and the hardware. Now, let's dive right into our editor platform. I hope you guys, let me know if you still hear me. Also, because I'll be sharing my screen and the chat. So, the chat, I think everything is. I'm just waiting for a quick message. Okay. then I'll share my screen immediately. Right. Okay. So give me, I'll share my screen. Oh, I think that doesn't sound very clear. So I'll just give this a couple seconds. I don't want to get started if it's not clear. Sound is a bit shaky. Okay, just give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back, guys. Just apologies for that. I just want to make sure that it's all good. All right. Hello, can you hear me? Is this okay? Is this better? Just to be sure. Yes? Is this a little bit better now? Just making sure. Okay, I see multiple people say yes right now. So that's great. Awesome. Okay, then we're going to share my screen. I'll be looking to my right every once in a while, just making sure that the sound and the audio is still okay while we're going, because I will not be able to see the chat as we get started. Okay, here we go. So 1 second. Okay, I hope that you can all see my screen right now. So and we'll get started. We are right here in the VR editor. So once you have an iStaging subscription and an account, you can go to iStaging.com, and in the top right corner there is a login button for the VR maker. You can log in right there, and then you'll end up in the VR editor that you see right here. I'm going to start with the marker editor. We're going to talk about hotspots, and we'll come back to basic information a little bit later in this training session. So hotspots are basically a way to connect multiple panoramas together to create an immersive walkthrough, right? Once you've captured or once you've uploaded all of your panoramas, you want to somehow connect them together to create that immersive walkthrough for your virtual visitors. Now you see, I'm going to use an actual property here today for our practice session that's been captured. And all of your editing will happen, and we'll go through this in the coming 5-6 sessions. So if you see me skip things, don't worry, we will cover everything throughout the entire course. All the editing happens in the top, on the left side in the marker editor. So a hotspot is here almost at the top, the second button that says hotspot. And you start by clicking on that, and you'll see that a hotspot automatically appears in the middle of your panoramic image. All right, and you can then place that anywhere you want. Now, there are a couple of suggestions. So there's a circle here, but you can also use arrows, okay? And you can actually upload your own customized icon by using this little icon here in the top right corner, all right? So you can upload your own file and customize that icon. Please note that this is only available in our standard and business subscription plan. So if you're on a pay-by-usage plan or a property plan, as we would call it, this is not, you will only be able to use the arrows or the circle. You cannot customize that icon, but in standard and business, you'll be able to do so. So anyway, I'm going to use the arrow for now because I think that's a good instruction. And when most of the editing functionalities or editing menu kind of looks similar. So here, the first thing you can see is icon size. We can adjust the icon size right here, make it as big or small as you want. Then icon opacity, which is similar to transparency. Okay, so you can see, you can make it transparent. Now, the benefit of that, if you make it, let's say 50% transparent, then when a visitor hovers over that with their mouse, it sort of lights up. And that indicates, it basically indicates to someone that they can click on it. So it is a valuable functionality, but I'll keep it at 100% for now. All right. Then I think for the hotspot, the fitting floor effect is, I think, the most interesting one that we should look at today. So if you click on the fitting floor effect and you would then drag your hotspot down, all right, you'll see that it automatically, oh, I see it's a bit far away now. See if I can, here we go. So you'll see that it basically immediately is placed on the ground, on the floor, and you can adjust the size. Okay, you can make it a bit bigger. So we want to do that to make it a bit more obvious, like that, with the slider here on the left side, floor depth, and you can actually rotate it as well. So to actually indicate which direction we're going into with the marker rotation, which is fantastic. So I'll indicate that we're going to go towards the entrance right there. And then ultimately, at the bottom, you have the panoramas, and you have to select the destination panorama. So where you're eventually going to go. All right, when visitors click on your hotspot, where are they landing? Now, I want them to land, in this case, I'll choose the living room here. And then you can set the rotation, meaning when people land here, what is the first thing that they see? Now, because the entrance, the door is on that side behind me, I'll choose, this is the view, obviously. I will set the rotation, and it will automatically ask you if you would like to add a return hotspot, which means if you can go from point A to point B, can you also go back from B to A, all right? Now, won't do that here, so I'll click on cancel, but you can do it, and the software will automatically add it for you. And you'll see that we've added a hotspot now. And the most important thing is that you actually click on save. Make sure that every single time you add anything, all right, throughout this course, I'll reiterate this a couple times, that you actually click save every single time. Don't add 15 different things and then click save, because in case that something happens or your internet connection drops, then, and it doesn't actually save, you have to redo all of it. So just whenever you add one thing, click on save, and then you're good to go. So you're sure that the software, everything that you've created is actually saved. All right, so that's a hotspot. Now towards the end, I will actually show you what the end result will be, but we'll now move on to the floor plan. All right, so we'll scroll down to the bottom here, almost to the bottom, and there's a floor plan icon. So we'll click on floor plan. Now, the software doesn't automatically create a floor plan for you, all right? So you can upload your own floor plan if you have one, or our team can basically automatically create a floor plan for you, which is an add-on service, and I'll cover that a little bit later on as well. But here I'll show you how to actually add a floor plan and what you can do with it. So I'll click on Browse and upload a floor plan. All right. Here we go. So give it a couple seconds. I hope you can all still hear me and see me. All right, you can resize it and crop it, all right, but I'm pretty happy with the way that this looks right now, this floor plan. So I'll click on crop first. Okay, and now, hopefully, all right, so now you can see we've uploaded the floor plan, and you see that all of the little hotspots appear in the top left corner. So these are corresponding to each panorama that you've captured, all right, that you have in your virtual tour that you can drag into the right location. So here we have a bedroom, all right, and then with this little functionality, you can create the viewpoint. So when you land, what is it actually that people are looking at, seeing? So that matches the actual floor plan with the actual viewpoint of your virtual experience. Okay, then we got master bedroom. We do the same thing. We have hallway here. We got another one. We do it that way. We have the living room. Here we go. We got the living room there. Terrace. We'll look out that way. Dining room. There you go. And then there's a kitchen here as well. There you go. Now, and I see I'm missing one. There's also an entrance that will place here in the living room. Very good. Okay, so I've added all of my hotspots now onto my floor plan, and all I need to do is click Set Rotation, basically saving your floor plan, and it's been updated successfully. And I will show you what this eventually looks like, because this is one of the 3 ways visitors can actually navigate through your virtual experience. All right, and I'll mention them quickly right now. Number 1 is the floor plan. Number 2 is the hotspots, obviously, that I just showed you. And number 3 is clicking on the various panoramas at the bottom of your virtual experience. All right, so 3 great ways of actually navigating. All right, so that is the floor plan. And now I want to go to talk a little bit about branding. All right, so there are lots of ways to actually brand your virtual tour with your contact information, your logos, and customized icons. And most of that happens in the basic information tab. But one of the things that I want to show you before is how to update your contact information that you can make available in your virtual experience. And updating your contact information happens in the Manage My Account. So not in any of the tabs. Here, you would go to the top right corner, all right, and then go to Manage My Account right here. All right, so we're going to go there, and then we're going to go to Personal Information. Now, company information is also relevant, but for a different functionality, and I will cover that in session 4. All right, so in a couple weeks' time, we're going to cover that. But in terms of updating your personal information, your contact information, you're going to go to Personal Information here, upload, enter your first name, your last name, phone number, and your company, and then you can upload a logo as well here. All right, so pretty straightforward. Obviously, if you want to change this and say, I want to put something else here, or instead of iStaging Corp, I want to say, hey, contact us or book a demo or something like that, you can do that, right? It's not necessary that you actually follow that, but most of the time, for just general contact information, this is good to do that. All right, so once you've filled all of that out, you simply click on Save. Your profile has been updated, and we can go back to our virtual experience to continue editing. All right, now I want to go to the Basic Information tab. Okay. And here is some basic information that we're adding for every single virtual experience that you're creating. Number 1 is a name, all right, which will show up at the top of your virtual experience. Then a description, which shows up when you actually click on your title, all right? A location, you can add any location. Now, I'm currently based in Taipei, Taiwan, so I'll just choose that, but you can be more specific, obviously. You can add music, all right? There are 10 basic suggestions for you, but you can also upload your own if you want to, all right? And then we go down a little bit, and there is a website link. So you can actually link to a website that opens in a new tab. Also, again, you can do that when you click on your title, the title of your virtual experience. Okay. Then you can upload a logo and a preview photo. Now, the logo actually shows up at the bottom of your virtual tour, okay? Only at the bottom at the moment, and it's a great way for actually branding or branding purposes, but also if you actually capture virtual tours, usually you use a tripod of some sort, and you can actually cover that with a logo. So it has basically 2 main functionalities there. All right, you can adjust the size of that logo. For example, if you have a bit of a wider tripod or a wider stance, you would choose that the logo is a bit bigger, but I'll stick with 50% right now. There is a Powered by iStaging mention in the bottom left corner, but you can hide it if you want to. And your contact information, you can hide it or you can show it, all right? But obviously I want to show that right now. And then you can choose a color scheme. And the color scheme is basically, it's very subtle. So it's the loading bar and let's say the buttons have a specific color scheme that you can match with your own branding or your company branding or personal branding. I'll choose pink for now because that's our company branding main color. And we would click on Save. All right, very good. And then we'll go to View here at the top. View is, that's basically where you can preview what you've created. Now, most of the time, you would, once you've uploaded stuff, then you go and check, a couple times in the creation process. Right? Today, I haven't really done that, but we'll show it now all at once. So you can see it opens a new URL link. Every single experience, virtual experience, is a custom or a specific URL link. And here we have our creation. So a couple of things. The first thing here is the title, obviously, that I mentioned just now. And you can see the preview photo. Oh, I missed that. The preview photo is if you upload your virtual tour on LinkedIn or Facebook, then you'll see the preview photo. which is obviously important. It should engage people so that they actually click on your virtual experience. Then below that, you have the description. And this little button right here actually links you to the website page. So that website link that you could add in the basic information tab, you can add it and then link to in this case, I put iStaging, the iStaging website. All right? All right, so that's the first couple of things. Then you have the hotspot. So the 3 ways mainly of navigating, as I mentioned, the hotspot. Once I hover over that hotspot or stay on it, you'll see that it actually indicates where I'm going. So what's the destination panorama? In this case, the living room. And once I click on that, it will load within a couple seconds and bring us to the living room with in the direction that we've actually set, right, just now, which makes the experience comfortable. Obviously, if I now do a hotspot into the kitchen and I suddenly land and I look at the living room, that feels awkward because that's not how you would walk through a virtual, through a property or through any experience for that matter. So, the viewpoint of the hotspots is important. Keep that in mind. Okay. Then the second way of navigating is the floor plan. So you see the menu here on the right, and when you click on the floor plan that we've added, you'll see here on the left that automatically opens up with your floor plan and all of your hotspots that you've added. So whatever you click on, automatically, I'll go to the bedroom here, the master bedroom. Automatically, it will bring us to the master bedroom. And you can see that when you're moving the screen, also that little icon on the viewpoint in the floor plan is moving with you, so that you know exactly where you are, what you're looking at. All right, so very useful functionality. You can obviously increase the size of your floor plan here to make it a little bit more visible, just for your own convenience. All right, that's the floor plan. Then below that we have the location that we've just added. I've added Taipei, and we have the contact information. Before I click on that, so you have the third way of navigating would be the panoramas at the bottom. I can just click on one of the spaces that I want to actually visit or view. Click on that, and it would link you there. So you have the hotspot, the panoramas, and the floor plan. Great ways of navigating, very flexible way. And the contact information that we've added, that we've turned on just now in the basic information tab, is available in the bottom right corner. And you see the logo that has been uploaded. And when you click on it, you'll see the company logo, my personal name, the company name, and my phone number there. All right, so that's the contact information that is available. There are additional functionalities that can be shown here, which we will cover again in one of our next training sessions. Okay. All right. Very good. Now that's what I wanted to mention today. Now I'm just going to go and log out because I want to just quickly show you the portal store. All right. That is for most of you, that's available if you have an iStaging account. So I just want to quickly show you. All right. So give me a second. Before we go to, oh, I forgot to mention we also have a little quiz at the end to see if you've paid attention in today's webinar, in today's training session. So in your account, you should also see the store here next to your number of live tours and your contact, your main contact information. You click on store and it would lead you to the portal store where you can purchase various add-on services. All right, so I'll give it a couple seconds. Here you go. And there are various services here that we've got. There at the bottom, there's hardware that you can purchase. So the rotator and the lens that I showed you at the beginning of today's talk is available here. But we also got a tripod and different types of cameras if you prefer those, which is obviously are a little bit more expensive, but they are available. But at the top, you have different add-on services that we offer, one of which is generating a floor plan. All right. Which is basically the same type of floor plan that I showed you, that I used today in the training session. And that's based on your virtual tour. So you would first create a virtual tour, send us the link, order a floor plan, and then send us the link, basically. And then we create a floor plan for you. And that will be, you will receive a 2D view, a top view, as you can see right here, and also a 3D perspective view, all right, that you can use. that's one. We got a promotional video that is great if you want to promote your virtual experience on social media, for example, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, those types of platforms. We also have a 360 picture, and I will tell you more about that in one of our next training sessions, also when we talk about advanced visualization tags, which is actually the next training next week. All right, so here you can purchase those particular services, which is good to know. Okay, now I think that is probably about it for the first session. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, go back here. All right, and we have a really short, just 4-question quiz for you guys. So just to see if today's session was actually useful, so just give me a sec and I'll get that started for you guys. Here we go. Now, you should all be able to fill out the quiz. There are 4 simple questions, and I believe that if you joined our session today, you should be able to answer all of them. All right, and as Andrea mentioned, while you guys are filling this out, we can actually we will answer the questions right after this is done. So I'll just give you guys a couple of minutes to figure this out. All right. So just to walk through the questions, I won't give you the answers, but where can you add a hotspot, to your virtual experience? Is it only in the VR editor, or the VR maker? So also in the smartphone app. Can you customize the icon of a hotspot? Is that a possibility? If you paid attention, you probably should have seen me do something similar. All right. Where do you want to go if you change contact information, which is related to the branding part today? So where should you go within the VR editor to do that? And can you upload your own panoramas? Is that a possibility? And I hope that I answered that question. No, I know I'm not giving out any of the answers. Andrew has already warning me. I realize that. I'm just going through the questions and not giving the answers. I'm hoping I actually covered all of the answers. Sometimes, even I forget that stuff to mention it. All right, so just for those of you who joined us a little bit later and missed the introduction, this is the first session of 6 today, 6 sessions over the next 5 weeks. The next webinar is next Tuesday already, the next training session. Next Tuesday, same time. But instead of Thursday, it's Tuesday. So we're mixing between Tuesdays and Thursdays in the next few weeks. So please pay attention to that. But next Tuesday is the next one. You missed the beginning. All right, no worries. It's also recorded, so it will also be available on YouTube. So tomorrow, so you'll be able to rewatch the beginning. And if you complete all 6 sessions and then ultimately submit a virtual experience with all of the functionalities that we've taught you throughout this training course, you will receive an iStaging certificate. You will be iStaging certified, and you will receive a iStaging badge as well, which is great. And you can then officially call yourself an iStaging platform expert. And you will all also receive, anyone that is here right now will receive a trial account, a free trial account within the next 24 hours. So you will receive in your email a trial account with login information where you can practice all of the functionalities, and you can start by the functionalities that we've done today. And hopefully towards the end, you'll have an experience with all of the different features, and you can submit that and then hopefully receive your certification and your iStaging badge. And if you have your own iStaging account, you can, or iStaging subscription, iStaging plan, you are also free to use your own, but you do have to have all of the functionality. So keep that in mind. If you're not on one of our most advanced plans, then use the trial account that we will have set up for you. So Alec is a trial only limited to 30 days. So it's for basically the duration of this. For the duration of these sessions, this course. So the last session will be approximately, I think, December. It will be December 16th, and you will have access to the trial account until the end of December, so 2 weeks later, to finalize your experience and then submit it so that you can get your certification. All right. The trial will be added. You'll receive your trial account within the next 24 hours. So you can expect an email with your account details, your trial account details in the next 24 hours. All right. I think there are probably a couple more questions that we'll cover in a minute. I think hopefully most of you have actually finished the quiz by now. All right. I can quickly go through the answers. I'm not really sure if you actually saw the answers. I'm a bit confused about that. Anyway, I think most of you got the answers correctly, hopefully. And if not, you know, we can always reiterate them. All right. I'll close this, end the voting for now. And then we'll go to the questions. So I'll give Andrea a couple minutes or just a few seconds to set that up if there were any questions. All right. I don't know if there were any. I hope that you were able to follow everything clearly. I know that I may have gone quite fast sometimes, you know, but we have recorded this, so you can always go back. But, you know, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I promised about half an hour, 20 to 30 minutes. I don't know if I mentioned that, but we're about in that area right now. So, okay. Are there any other questions that I can answer for you guys? If not, then, all right, here we go. Jose, is the Insta360 1R compatible to iStaging? The Insta360 1X is compatible with the VR Maker app. All right, so you can directly connect that camera to the app and capture images and then directly upload them. Or, you know, you just download the panoramas from the camera and then go to the VR editor and upload your panoramas directly. Okay, just make sure that the panoramas are in a ratio of 2:1. All right, so that was one of the questions in the quiz today. You can upload any panorama, whether it's rendered or captured, all right, as long as it's in a ratio of 2:1. So for example, 8,000 to 4,000 pixels. Okay, so if an Insta360 1R, and I expect it is, if they create panoramas in that format, there's no problem to directly upload them. Okay? Okay, I hope that answers your question. Jose, all right. Miss or Mr. Chang, I apologize, I'm not quite sure. Is there an autosave on the roadmap? An autosave functionality, meaning you don't have to click save every single time, I assume, in any of the VR editor. Right now, that's not available. It's a very good suggestion, and we will definitely talk to our team about an autosave option. Right now, not yet. All right, so please, when you're creating your virtual experience, make sure that you click save. You know, it ultimately only takes you about a second, right? 1 to 2 seconds to actually click save, and you get into the habit of doing it once you start creating a couple of experiences. But yeah, there's no, not yet, but great tip, and we'll let the team know. Is the price to create a floor plan the same regardless of number of rooms? Alex, yes, it is. Doesn't matter how big or small your property is, okay? It is always $15 US for the floor plan, and you will receive 2 images, 2D images, all right? One is just a perspective view, more from the side, and the other one is sort of a top view. Basically what I showed you, the floor plan that I showed you, that I used today, that's what you would receive. There are, sorry, excuse me, Alex, there are a couple of guidelines on our website in our help center that you need to follow, because when you capture, all right, and you have to keep that in mind, make sure that you capture every single room and that you connect the hotspots correctly, because if you don't, it will be impossible to create the floor plan for us. So, but the price stays the same regardless of that, yes. So please keep that in mind of the number of rooms at the size of the property. Is it possible to play back inside the tour? Let's say click TV and play back video. Aulia, okay. I'm not sure if I completely understand your question here. Are you saying if it's possible to actually like showcase a video directly within the virtual experience? Say, let's say that I have a TV screen that I actually play a video right on top of that. Is that your question? Um, if that is your question, uh, then the answer is yes. That is a possibility, and it is one of the functionalities that we will discuss next Tuesday. So that will be part of next week's training session. All right, so stay tuned for that. But yes, it's absolutely possible, and it's an extremely, extremely cool functionality. So I would 100% join that one. All right, Charles, does this work on 3D images? Yes, it does work on 3D images. So 3D rendered images, if you have 3D rendered, they still have to be a panorama. So it's still a panoramic image, right? The same way if you would capture it, but you could have a 3D rendered image. And that's also something that we will show next, a 3D rendered image example we'll show next Tuesday as well. So if you join, you can see that. You can upload your own. And we also have tons of templates that can be purchased. And that's also something that is going to come back in the next training sessions, specifically for, if you do entrances, showrooms and booths and conferences and that type of templates, we got all of it. So it's really, really cool. And you'll learn more about that in the coming training sessions. All right, Charles, can you embed an avatar in a set location? It depends a little bit about what you mean with embedding an avatar. You can sort of do that. Yes. No, imagine we actually have an example. So if you go to our website, all right, and go to gallery, then one of the first experiences is an iStaging booth. All right. And you'll see me basically as an avatar in that particular booth. So, basically just an image of me with the transparent background uploaded as an avatar, essentially. Obviously, it's an image. It's not me moving or talking, but you can upload audio that, people can click and you can hear people speak. Also, all stuff that is, more advanced functionalities that is going to be covered in the next training sessions. And we'll start with, some of that next Tuesday already. So in a way, yes, this is really a possibility and really, really cool. And I see, Andrew, I just send you the gallery so you can see it. Juan, how to handle different accounts from different customers as photographers, real estate. Very good question. Very good question. Well, there are two possibilities. All right. So either you can obviously turn off the contact information that I showed you today in each virtual tour. And then, there's no contact information. And you can then have different virtual experiences for different clients, but it's maybe not the greatest way of doing it. The other option is to have sub-accounts. All right, so we have a sub-account mechanism. You can basically set up a sub-account under your main admin account. All right, and you can then under each sub-account change basically the contact information and main logos and that type of stuff. And basically the charging works the same. All right, so it's not particularly more expensive. It's just, it's based on usage essentially. But in the case of if you have to service different clients, then I think sub accounts is the best way of doing it. You would manage different accounts, all right, but everything that is created in a sub account automatically shows up in your admin account also. So your main admin account can basically, manage everything. You can change everything from there as well. So it's pretty easy to use. I hope that answers your question. Alex, can you mention some other uses for this aside from real estate? Wow, that is a question I can talk for the next day about the number of uses. There are a tremendous number of things that you can do. All right, so real estate is obviously one, but you've got education, you got retail showrooms, right? Automotive showrooms, you got galleries, museums. On our website, there is also a sample of a Vincent van Gogh gallery, which is in 3D, which is a fantastic experience. I highly recommend that you go and check that out. There's virtual showrooms that you can create, either captured or fully virtual. There's virtual exhibitions, full exhibitions, virtual events or conferences that you can do. There is, honestly, the possibilities are limitless. You can literally do anything. And I think, in our gallery, there are some examples. If you want to know more, please reach out to us. I'd be happy to share, our team is happy to share all kinds of samples with you and talk about what is possible. It's honestly, incredible. And, I would also highlight to go and if you finish this entire course and you try with your trial account, you'll get ideas. You see things and you go like, wow, I can do that, and I'll be able to do this. And honestly, it's very, very exciting. So hopefully we'll see you again in the next training session, and you'll start trying and you'll see different things, and we'll cover different industries as well. So yes, honestly, tremendous amount of possibilities. Do you have a plan to have inbuilt add to cart? Also a very good question. Right now, we don't have an add to cart functionality, but what you can do is, and this is also something that we'll cover in one of the next training sessions. You guys are asking great questions, advanced questions, which we'll all cover in next training sessions. So please, stay with us and stick with us. Come back. There is a possibility where you can basically embed checkout pages within your, for example, virtual showroom, or if you create like a store, an online store where you can embed, where you have a product, you click on it, buy, and you would have a page with a checkout page where people can purchase, for example. All right. So it's easy to integrate things automatically. So it's not specifically our, add to cart system, but you can create stuff yourself. With that's the whole point of our platform, that it's flexible, right? That it's easy to use, and that you can do all this type of stuff yourself already. Okay, final questions. I see Andrea is putting a time limit on me today, because she's also realizing I can talk for hours, which I do enjoy doing, because it's awesome that you guys are so engaged. Marlon, does iStaging already have a function where we can host this in our own domain? No, not automatically within our standard plans at the moment. All right, with the plans that are available. However, I do want to mention that within your virtual experience, there's no iStaging anywhere, right? Because you can brand it completely with your own branding, or company branding, or your client's branding. That's number one. And number two, the only place where it actually shows up is, like you said, in the domain, but you can embed it, right? You can embed or iframe the entire experience on any website, and then you basically hide it. All right. The only other possibility that might be possible is a white label solution, but that's very complicated, very expensive. I wouldn't really recommend going there. I think iframing and embedding is the right way to go in this case. But we will. It is a question that is often asked, and we will keep you updated if that functionality becomes available, because it has been a discussion. All right. Thanks, Marlon. Thank you for that question. Alex, since this can be embedded into a web page, if I want to charge entry, how would I prevent people from clicking into the HTML and retrieving the embed link and then sharing for free with others? Oh, that's a bit of a technical question here. So if you charge entry, okay. In terms of the HTML, like the technical functionalities of that, I'm not really sure. I would have to check with our tech team, if you don't mind. Obviously, you can, once you iframed it, and you can put some sort of a payment functionality on top of it, and then people pay, and then they basically land on the page, which would be outside of our platform, right? It's basically just built on top. But then when you go in, I'm not sure if it's that easy to actually retrieve, that particular link and then share it. So we haven't really experienced that with any other clients before. I think you're one of the first that is actually asking this particular question. So I don't think it should be a really big worry. I can check. I will check for you, but I don't think it's something that you have to be super worried about, especially because we've been around for quite a while, and I don't remember anyone actually specifically asking that question. All right. Marie, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you're enjoying today's training session. Is there an offline version that you can save and view without internet connection? That's a very easy answer at the moment. No, there's no offline version. You need internet connection to be able to view it, simply because we're a cloud service platform. All of it is hosted on the cloud, and you need internet connection basically to access everything. So unfortunately, at the moment, there's no offline version. All right. I think that this could be I think this could be most of the questions. All right, I think so. Now, if you guys have other questions, don't worry. You can either reach out to us via our website. There's a help widget on our website. You can also leave a message on a contact form. Reach out to us, and we will be seeing each other hopefully next Tuesday for the next webinar. So where we are talking about a lot of the stuff that you guys asked about today, which is fantastic. I would love to actually do it right now already, but we set up 6 sessions. So stay tuned. Like Andrea said, invitations will go out very soon. You've already registered for the whole course. You'll receive confirmation of that. Also, stay tuned for your trial account, which you will receive in the next 24 hours. All right, where there is already a templates are already uploaded that you can try with. Obviously, you are also free to upload your own, no problem whatsoever. And hopefully we can certify all of you at the end of this course towards the end of the year, mid-December. You will all hopefully receive an iStaging certificate and an iStaging badge, which would be fantastic. And you'll be able to call yourself an iStaging expert, which is obviously awesome. And I'm sure that a lot of you already are very familiar with the platform. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for joining us today, guys. I really, really appreciate your time, both me and Andrea and the entire team. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned a little bit of something today. And have a wonderful rest of the week, a wonderful weekend, and then hopefully we'll see each other next Tuesday at the next talk. Thanks a lot, and see you guys soon. Cheers.